Where am I? Is this inside the TV?
I remember being involved in a wildlife, but what came afterward is unclear. Is the world inside the TV? Oddly enough, the site before me seems to be the main gate of a school. The name engraved on the entrance plate is
Yasagami High School. I do recall that name from our map of Inaba. An existing high school has been completely recreated inside the TV?
I then came to a realization. I've encountered something much like this before. It doesn't appear to be much different from reality as far as appearance, but it had the same distinctive, sticky atmosphere. The labyrinth Tartarus that was our battleground 3 years ago. It bears a lot of similarity to the place.
Wait, where are the others? Akihiko! Aigis!
Being separated won't do anything to further our mission. Perhaps I can use my communication power to get in touch with them,
I can't reach them through my persona either. This place is highly unusual.
It's still barely functioning, but the noise here is severe. I'll need to understand this wood a little better and find a quieter place to concentrate. As I check my surrounding again for any enemies, I hear the sound of footsteps. I tense, making myself ready for anything. But when I turn around, a uniformed girl stopped, looking at me in a bewilderment. I didn't expect to meet someone else here, let alone a seemingly ordinary schoolgirls like this. Did her age and outfit be like a connection to the theft of Labrys? But after the girl's surprise faded, she still seems confused by my appearance. Seemed that even here is another dimension. People are startled by my attire. At least her reactions allayed my suspicion. People feel something in themselves when they caught off guard. Anyone in the act of committing a crime couldn't fake being perplexed so naturally.
Did I surprise you? I suppose my outfit is somewhat unusual.
Oh, no.
Why are you here?
Well,
A loud cheer suddenly swelled, cutting off our conversation. There's definitely a crowded present here. I look around the area in confusion.
Where is that coming from?
Student appears one after another, clearly intrigued to see us here.
What's going on?
Before I can react, an image appears on the monitor, buried beneath the bizarre decoration.
Hello! Hello! This is General Teddy, your benevolent dictator!
And I, Rosette, am your commentator. It's time for the next round in the P-1 Grand Prix. Are you ready to fight?
P-1 Grand Prix? Fight?
Suddenly, on the one in the ridiculous costume queue, smoke pours out around us. A spotlight shines from somewhere directly upon me. I instantly raise my arm to shield my eyes from the harsh light. I feel like I'm being displayed for an audience.
And who do we have for Yuki-chan's opponent this time? Ooh! It's a mysterious, beautiful lady! How unexpected!
Error.
Teddy, what's wrong?
Do you know that bear?
The monitor showing the one in costume calling himself General Teddy suddenly falls over with static. Static gets worse and worse, until an eerily expressionless bear costume that looks as though it forgot how to make facial expression appear on screen. The voice is now the same as before, but his tone is harsh and mechanical now.
Case 04, unintended intruder. Entering elimination process.
What is that supposed to mean? What's going on?
As soon as the abnormality registers, I feel a bizarre noise that like something scratching against my whole body. Was that some kind of an attack? It didn't seem to have any effects on me, but the girl standing beside me underwent quite a change.
Who do you think you are, showing up alone like this? It's no use trying to talk your way out of it. There's nothing to discuss. You don't even try to understand anyone anyway. If you want to wall yourself off from everyone, I'll be happy to end your lonely life here.
The girl says the start with hatred as she spread her words at me. It's a far cry from her earlier demeanor. It's as if she's a completely different person. And that's not all. Understandably, she seems not to know me before, but now she speaks as if she does. What is this? Could it be the fact of the noise I
You
sense?
won't be so smug for long. Come, Konohana Sakuya.
A persona?
The girl spread the fans in her hands, and with a flash of light, a persona manifests. How careless of me! I should have accounted for this possibility as soon as I saw her here in this
We
world.
won't be settling this peacefully, I see. In which case,
Artemis, I read my evoker and concentrate.
me, Artemisia.
Power rising from within me, and the sensation in my limbs tell me that my persona has emerged. But my hands holding the evoker is still at my side. My persona, did it just appear without the use of my evoker to trigger it? Did I summon it only by thinking? Theoretically, one doesn't need an evoker to summon one persona. I didn't have it on the day my persona first manifested, and I've done without one several other times as well. But never before have I summoned it so easily without any special concentration. It's as if my consciousness is reaching far beyond the boundaries of my body. By way of analogy, it feels like being able to control the wind with my fingertips. Could it be because this world is special? The girl voice brings me back to the situation at hand. Which reminds me, the girl doesn't seem to use any special implemented to summon either.
Persona user. Fine. I still won't lose.
Sorry, but I won't be defeated either.
Mitsuru Kirijo Artemisia versus Yukiko Amagi. Konohana Sayukuya. The infamous king of execution.
On guard! On guard!
How unfortunate. Better luck next time.
Once the battle ends, the monitor nearby switches on.
An irregularity has occurred. Multiple intruders detected. Emergency. Intruders are persona users. Due to difficulties in elimination, they will be acknowledged as valid targets.
He obviously referred to Maslov and the others. Does he mean that he's going to adjust his tactic for dealing with us to our very strange? The way he said that seems like a bad omen.
Valid targets.
I understand that we're considered to be intruders, but what did he mean by that? It seems we're part of the tournament now, but what was the enemy's original plan? The monitor screen flashed again. Once more it showed the custom person as he's originally appeared.
Geez, you need to let me know if you want to get in on the fun! But this is a unique situation, and you're one hot mama, so I'll make an exception!
Hot mama.
Just keep putting on a good show in your next bout, too!
Who are you? Why don't you take off that strange costume and show your face?
Hey now, I don't think a lady walking around in a cat suit like yours can talk to me about my bear suit!
Bear suit.
Enough with the questions, move on!
Again, yet another person hung up on my outfit? It's unlike me to let the enemy's word get under my skin. The monitor switch off with those cheeky words.
Is that costume thing the one who stole Labrys? If so, then what's the purpose of this bizarre tournament? Fine. I'll get a read on your location.
I quickly link my communicator and persona. Some personas are more suited to operational support than direct combat. In my case though, the power is secondary. We normally have a persona user who specializes in that role, but with some specialist equipment I can get by. I focus my conscience and send it drifting throughout the surrounding area. The enemy must think he's keeping an eye on us, but he'll learn soon enough that he's not the only one with a bird's eye view of the situation. Before the layout of this place becomes clear, an unexpected change occurs around me. The moment I use my power, noise runs through the student that had been spectating. In an instant, they turn into something like silhouette that barely have human shape. It seems their true color has been exposed. Are they not humans?
What? Were they shadows? If they were, I don't sense any hostility from them. Were they just set dressing that thing in the costume prepared?
Apparently, this disturbance isn't so serious that the large crowd that cheering implied was made up entirely of people who entered the TV, which leave a mystery. But it may be best to consider it a blessing.
In any case, it appears that apart from this girl here, none of those students were real.
The girl who had collapsed on the floor is coming around. I release my persona and rush over to help her up. I wasn't fighting to my fullest, so she shouldn't be suffering from any real wounds. There are many mysteries surrounding this girl. She seems to be more than just an associate of the one in the bear costume. The moment the girl sees me, she jumps back like a startled animal. Her speech is flustered and her face bright, blushing red. There are tears in her eyes.
How come you knew about that?
About what?
That was private. I never even told anyone at the inn about that. I can't believe someone I've never even met before knew.
The girl covered her redness face in shame. I try and think back to what I said to her. Did I point out anything that would cause such a reaction? One detail jumps out at me. When the girl's manner of speech shifted before our battle, it wasn't just a personality that abruptly changed. So we had just made her talk as if she knew more than she should about my past.
Reminds me, that noise I sensed earlier is gone.
Yet the girl before me now no longer bears any of the senseless animosity beheld before.
Seems to have been some kind of interference from the enemy. Come to think of it, that bear was egging us on. The interference must have been to ensure two total strangers would fight. General Teddy, was it? He looked comical enough, but he certainly put an elaborate scheme in motion.
No! How could Teddy...
Seems to have finally calmed down and continues muttering with a perplexed expression.
You know the one in costume, I take it?
Oh, I know him very well. He's usually not like this at all.
I take the girl's hand and again help her to her feet.
I'm Mitsuru Kirijo. I've come here in search of a unique object. Why don't we start over? If you don't mind, I'd like to hear a little about yourself.
Yes. Oh, my name's Yukiko Amagi. I'm sorry for losing my composure just now.
So, Amagi, why did you come to this world?
Where to start? So many strange things happened over the last year.
At first glance, it looks like an ordinary student, so why is he here, inside the TV? Amagi briefly summarized her recent past to me in an even tone of voice. According to her, this world was prominent in a serial murder case last year. She and her friends awakened to their persona while investigating the case, and eventually solved it. At the case's conclusion, this world formed by people told returned to its original state. None of this contradict what I learned from Detective Kurosawa.
A realm inside a TV, formed by people's thoughts. It sounds absurd, but that would explain the incongruity I sensed when I used my persona.
We thought the case had been solved, but lately there's been another strange program on the air. My friends and I couldn't ignore that, so we came back here.
Your friends? Are there others here besides yourself?
Yes, I was with 3 other people, but we got separated when we entered. The one in costume and the girl who called herself Rosette are friends of ours too, but they're acting so strangely.
So this is not the way they generally behave then?
I can tell from Amagi's reaction that normally she trusts those two implicitly. Considering what the enemy did to her earlier, could they be under its control as well? Either way, it sheds no light on the path of Labrys. How are they related? Or is this incident only a coincidence?
There's one more thing I'm curious about. Have you ever heard the name Labrys?
Labrys? No, I don't think I've ever heard of that before. What is it?
It's the thing I'm searching for. What makes it problematic is that I know nothing of its appearance. Honestly, I'm not sure it has anything to do with this disturbance, though I can't write it off completely as irrelevant.
So it appears that there is no connection. Whoever went so far as to hijack a plane to the Labrys broker all the way here. No matter how I look at it, that means something.
Thank you for your cooperation. I understand the situation better now. We should stay together going forward.
Whoa! Think again, ladies!
General Teddy suddenly appears on the screen to interrupt our conversation.
Only the winner of each bout can go on. That's rule number 1 in the Grand Prix.
How exactly can that rule be enforced? If, to answer my unspoken question, Amagi makes an odd gesture.
There's nothing here, but I can feel something. A wall, maybe? Wait, but Mitsuru-san could...
Amagi looks at me expectantly. I take a tentative step and walk through the place where she claimed there's a wall.
Like I said, you're stuck there until the tournament's over. Only winners get to go. Come on, miss. You won. So it's time to barrel forward to the next stage.
Barrel. I must leave the girl one in the strange world then. Oh, am I easy about doing so? Maggie seems to read my tug and smile.
Thank you, but I'll be alright. I fought shadows for an entire year too. I can protect myself.
I see. In that case, I'll press on and do my best to rescue your friends.
If you see them, please tell them I'm alright and they shouldn't worry about me. You be careful too, Mitsuru-san.
Amagi smiled resolutely. She's a very strong girl.
All right, I'll pass that along.
I nod, acknowledge her wishes, and turn my back to walk away.
Not only do they tamper with our minds, they prevent us from leaving until the tournament is settled. It may not necessarily ruin friendships, but there's no way forward than to fight one another. What a loathsome trick. It seems the mastermind is intent on us fighting each other.
I grit my teeth in anger. Amagi, clear eyes remain in my heart. This operation is no longer just to retrieve Labrys. I make a silent fall as I go. Everyone who has been dragged into this must be rescued.
Another dead end.
As I step into the school, I realize that these invisible walls are everywhere, blocking off routes that seems open to the naked eye. Why is the thief who stole Labrys gathering persona user in this world? Not having a clear idea of their motivation is aggravating my anxiety. Aegis and Akiko may have been dragged into this Grand Prix as well. If so, we need to compare notes. If all goes well, we may figure out the location of the mastermind behind this that I failed to grasp earlier. After quickly confirming that there are no shadows nearby, I link my communicator with my persona. I focus my conscience and send it drifting throughout the surrounding area.
Hurts. So lonely.
What was that?
The present is faint and I can't tell where it is, yet I can definitely hear a voice. It seems I could sense it because of my secondary support capabilities. But when I focus hard, it doesn't seem that they're trying to communicate with me. It's more like the words and the intense emotion behind them are seeping out of the room itself, perhaps even from all around me. Eventually, the voice becomes clearer.
I'm scared. And alone. It hurts. Why? Why won't anyone listen?
I don't recognize the voice. Perhaps one of Amagi's friends.
I didn't ask to be born a machine. How come no one understands? What's the difference between normal people's hearts and mine?
A machine? Is that Labrys?
Stand up and try calling to her,
Labrys! Are you nearby? Answer me!
but there is no answer. It seems that it's not because the voice owner is nearby that I can't hear her. It is subtly different from hearing voices with one's own ear. It's true. Focus my sense once again, but I still can't tell exactly where it's coming from. Not yet. Having a true command on the layout here makes it harder to pinpoint. Eventually the voice faded, only silence remained.
Going by what she said, that had to have been Labrys. Sounds as if her heart has developed further than we thought.
Even Aegis, the last model, required a lot of time and experience to develop the heart she has. But then why does Labrys, who's been sealed from her development up to now, have such an advanced heart?
I didn't ask to be born a machine. It pains me to hear that.
Anti-shadow suppression weapons. Both Aegis and Labrys were created as an insurance for dangerous shadow experimentation in case the subjects would go berserk. The only thing that can stand up against shadows is a persona, and being able to control one is an absolute necessity when dealing with shadows. Thus, they were given hearts in order to be able to induce their ability to use personas. But a weapon that has a heart can contradict itself. It was natural for Aegis to face that contradiction, and it caused her serious anguish in the
We
past.
can't allow victims like her to be tormented by sins of the past, whether they're human or not.
Nearly resolved, I pressed on.